Welcome and join us on our journey as we interview everyday people and ask them that very question of who am I?
Who am I? Who am I?
Who am I? My name is Michaela Munnings. I am 37 years old and I'm from New Providence. I'm an entrepreneur, I guess you could say event planner, masterful marketer, and administrative professional. Balance is kind of tricky because we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So I just try to find the time to do things that bring me joy and peace and bring me back to my center. Most recently, I've started meditation, that helps. And just trying to make time for some of the fun things in life, especially self-care and just being able to be free and be me. Okay, so funny story. When I graduated from school, my dream was to be an orthodontist. So I went to COP at the time and I took up biochemistry. Very quickly on, I was like, I don't want to do 10, 12 years of additional schooling in order to become an orthodontist. And so I said, you know what am I really, really good at? And the next best thing was numbers. I was always a whiz in numbers. And so I decided to take up accounting. Halfway through my journey, I was able to get a grant from the government of Bahamas to be able to finish my college education. And I moved to Nova Southeastern University in Davie, Florida. Now, as I was about to enter my senior year, the government changed and the funding stopped. And I had to come back home from school because I couldn't afford the tuition. And so there was a Nova campus in Nassau at the time. However, they didn't offer accounting. So again, another pivot. I went through the list of degree programs that they offered, and the next best thing that interests me was business management. So looking back now, some almost 15 years later, I see why God had it for me to go through that journey. Not that I don't use the accounting at all, because I have a lot of small business clients that come to me and they say, listen, I don't understand this aspect of business. But now that I'm actually in it, running my own business, I see why the journey was definitely necessary. The biggest and the hardest would definitely be motherhood. Single parenting, it's very hard. But day by day, it pulls something new out of me. And I see something different in my son, and so it's a joy. It's very, very, very hard work, but it's also a joy to see where he's at today and who I'm becoming as a mom. I don't like to look at things as regrets. I believe that everything is a life lesson, but I don't know. Biggest regrets. My biggest regrets. Maybe not taking the leap in something sooner. Sometimes we know deep down on the inside of us that we're being called to a different level, a new version of ourselves, and fear creeps in. So maybe just not taking a leap to do things a bit sooner. Things happen so things could happen. I think a lot of times we look at everything as, oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? But I've learned to look at the lesson underneath and beneath the surface of the problem. So I think things happen so things could happen. That's a really good quote that I just take with me and run with it every day. Boy, it's a plethora of things, but I think the biggest thing for me would be give yourself grace. As a parent, and not just as a single mom, as a parent in general, initially, I tend to be very, very hard on myself. There are times when my son was growing up and he was playing, and just something just as simple as keeping the house tidy. I was like, oh my God, if people come, they're gonna be toys. And then, a friend had to tell me, like, the proof of toys is evidence that you have a child. So I think just giving yourself grace in so many areas. As a new mom, I was beating myself up for everything, but now my son is almost 7. And so I've learned stuff about myself, about the journey, that I've learned to just appreciate it and bask in it for what it is. So definitely giving yourself grace, and another important thing is being able to ask for help. So for me, that would definitely be, I think we are now in a generation of instant gratification. And so what I found, a really, really good quote that could kind of paraphrase all of that is by Vince Lombardi. Success comes before work only in the dictionary. I think, like, I look at my younger sister and some of my cousins and the younger generation, and they just want everything to be instant. You know, if they get mad today on the job, they quit tomorrow. And it's just, I just think that you have to put in the work. We all have to put in the work. The millionaires, the billionaires, even those persons that have failed throughout the course of history, that was the common thing. You have to put in the work. And so success just doesn't come overnight. It's something that has to be worked on. You know, if I could give any piece of advice to anyone, male, female, young or old, it's just own your space. A lot of times we come into environments, we meet new people, we start new ventures, and we feel like we have to shrink ourselves to fit the mold of the industry or the environment that we're in. But if you own your space, you stand tall on business, and you just be who you truly are, I think that helps you out in the long run. So personally, I'm on Instagram at MJ's Got This, but my business name is TMG The Brand on Facebook and Instagram.
Why do you have to get introduced on it?
Come on. Why you looking like a robot? Come. Turn around. Stop acting shy. You are not shy. Say hi. Hello. Say hi.
If you like what you saw, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and join us on our journey as we create more content on our way to getting our first play button.